A super rare lizard, the Gila monster, stores fat in its chunky tail to survive months without food in the Arizona desert, and its bright orange and black colors warn off predators. There's a hidden cave in Vietnam, Hang Son Doong, that's so huge it has its own weather, with clouds forming inside and trees growing 200 meters below ground. A funky beetle, the ironclad beetle, can take a hit from a car and not crack, thanks to its super tough shell that engineers are studying for robot designs. The world's smallest mammal, the bumblebee bat, flaps its wings 200 times a second and weighs less than a penny, chilling in Thai caves like a tiny superhero. A cool flower, the jade vine, glows with turquoise petals in Philippine jungles, attracting bats with its weird shape and blooming only at night. A tiny snail called the Zospium thalusum lives deep in Croatian caves, glowing faintly with bioluminescence to navigate total darkness, and it's so rare scientists only found it a decade ago. There's a secret river under the Amazon called the Hamza River, flowing 13,000 feet below the surface with water so slow it took years to even prove it exists. A funky frog, the purple frog from India, spends most of its life underground, popping up only to breed during monsoon rains, and its weird looks make it a total head-turner. The world's oldest known recipe, a 3,700-year-old beer brew, was found on a Sumerian tablet, showing ancient peeps loved a cold one way back in the day. A cool plant, the corpse flower, smells like rotting meat to attract flies, blooming just once every few years in places like Indonesia and turning heads with its massive size. The fastest insect, the Australian tiger beetle, can hit 5.6 miles per hour, crazy fast for its size, and hunts prey by chasing it down like a tiny speed demon. A hidden lake in Antarctica, Lake Vostok, sits 12,000 feet under ice and might have weird microbes that have been cut off for millions of years, waiting to be studied. The quietest animal sound comes from the least weasel, making a tiny squeak so soft you'd need a mic to hear it, perfect for sneaking around without getting caught. A rare bird, the kakapo from New Zealand, can't fly but climbs trees like a pro, and its funky owl-like face makes it a total social media star among conservationists. The deepest dive by a human, 1,082 feet by Herbert Nitsch in 2007, happened without oxygen tanks, showing off insane lung power and earning him the deepest man title. A super rare beetle, the Phengodes laticollis, glows with a green light in North American forests, using it to attract mates and confuse predators, and it's so hard to spot that only a few have been studied. There's a hidden valley in Peru called the Colca Valley where condors soar with a wingspan of 10 feet, and it's so remote that tourists barely know it exists. A funky sea sponge, the Venus flower basket, builds a glass-like skeleton that traps light, creating a natural lantern effect deep in the Pacific Ocean. The world's smallest primate, the mouse lemur, weighs just 1 ounce and hides in Madagascar trees, snoozing all day and hunting bugs at night like a tiny ninja. A crazy rock formation in Iceland, the Elephant Rock, looks exactly like a giant elephant head, shaped by volcanic eruptions over thousands of years. A rare fish, the coelacanth, was thought to be extinct for 66 million years until it was rediscovered off Africa in 1938, still swimming with its prehistoric fins. The tallest waterfall in a cave, Vrtoglavica in Slovenia, drops 440 meters in total darkness, and explorers only mapped it with special gear a few years ago. A wild plant, the Welwitschia plant's cousin, the quiver tree, grows in Namibia and stores water in its thick trunk, surviving desert heat for over 200 years. The quietest ocean spot, the Point Nemo area, is so far from land that it's called the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, making it a hotspot for space junk landings. A tiny ant, the Argentine trapjaw ant, snaps its jaws shut at 145 miles per hour to catch prey, and it's so fast it can launch itself into the air like a mini rocket.